Hey guys, welcome back to another Model 3 UK video. I'm excited because today is finally here. I've been waiting for this for a while, and if you're wondering what it is, I'm going to talk you through it now. So this just arrived in the post, and it is, and I'm going to always say this one, I don't know how to pronounce these guys' names. Taptes. Why do you just make a name, guys, that is easy pronounceable? I just think Taptes sounds a bit of a strange name for a business, so I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, it's Taptes or something. It's a thing. It's a thing that you put in your car, and that means it is good. And I cannot get this camera to focus. Focus! Oh my word! It's not got much to focus on, to be fair, because as you can see, the box is rather bland and plain. What is it exactly? Well, I'll get the stats up here for you guys so you can read them. Okay, then there we go. So it's a USB hub. It goes in the center console, and it gives you a load more USB sockets to plug things into, as well as a little hidey hole for your Accessory cam USB. So there's the stats there. So it looks like, yeah, you can plug a load of things into it and charge them from it as well at about 5 volts at 2 amps output. And it's designed for the Model 3. Probably will work in the Model Y, but don't quote me on that, even though you ain't got one in the UK yet. But yeah, obviously those people from the US watching these videos will probably be interested in this as well, but I don't know if it fits the Model Y. Don't quote me on it. So here it is. We'll do a quick sniff test. Slight plastic smell, but nothing too bad, to be honest, at all. So I'll pull it out and let's have a look at it. Here we go. Right, so as you can see here, it's got 4 USBs across the top here. The first one, it says data and power. Come on, focus. Come on, there we go. Oh my word. Yeah, data. There we are. I'm not sure why my camera's having so much problems focusing tonight, but I've just turned the lights on in here, so hopefully it'll be a bit easier. But yeah, the first USB socket you can see here says data and power. So yeah, I'm guessing you could plug your Accessory mode into there. And you've got 2 power ones and then a USB Type-C. Now that's kind of exciting for me because I use a MacBook Pro, and they switched to the USB Type-C now, so everything. I should be able to charge my laptop in the car now, where before I wasn't able to. And then you're probably wondering what this little finger is here. Obviously it's saying push. And the idea behind this is that if you push it, this little panel pops up here. And then inside, well, we've got what looks to be, I think it's a magnetic sticky label. So you must stick that. Actually, let's take this instructions out first of all. Does that yeah. There's a magnet under there. You can actually see the 3 little dots there, actually, where the magnet is. And this sticks to that, and then you peel this back, and then you put, if you've got like an SD drive, a solid state drive, you can stick that to that so it doesn't rattle around and everything in the car. And then, yeah, this is kind of where you plug your Accessory mode, USB or whatever you want. I mean, that's got a Type-C on there currently, but yeah, you can obviously unplug this. I'm assuming, yes you can, and plug whatever else you want in there. So I'm probably going to take this out and put a thumbnail in here. Thumb drive, sorry, and yeah, that's pretty cool. So I guess let's see how it fits in the car will be the next thing to do, and make sure everything works, like the ports wise and everything. Oh, before we go out as well, just to show you the back, so there you go, you can see there's the 2 USBs which are perfectly lined up with the USBs that will be in the actual car central console area, so that will just basically slot into that. And also, for those of you interested, here are the instructions as well, so you can just see there, that's where it goes. I really probably should go to manual focus because it's really struggling this evening, but yeah, so the instructions, there's not a lot to them. I don't imagine it's that complicated anyway. Probably written in some sort of, you know, badly translated English, but I'm not going to bother reading it right now because I think it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's that really. That's that. Guys, just before we go any further, I just want to quickly let you know that I bought this out of my own money. I've not been sent this. This is not a paid sponsorship. I've not been told to say nice things about it. This is my own personal review of this product. So if I don't like it, I'll give it a thumbs down and I'll tell you it's rubbish. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I'm not being paid to say nice things about this. Okay then, so here's obviously the center console. Let's lift this up. I've got the charge mat in here. Let's just lift that up low and be careful about it because it feels quite heavy and quite stiff with that charge mat on it. It keeps one of the drop down as well. So under here at the moment you can see I've got all this tangled mess. So I think that tangle mess is still going to be there because of I'll have to plug these cables, these two here, into the actual box once I've installed it. But let's get on with that anyway. Let's see how easy this thing goes in. So let's unplug these. Oh, I should have, never mind. I should have stopped my Sentry mode, turned that off, and turned my dash cam off before doing that, because that's not good. I don't want to corrupt any files, so this is going to be kind of tricky one-handed, but let's give it a go anyway. So here's the device. I'm going to remove this sticker first of all, because yes, the idea behind this little hidden panel here, when you push down on it, is that it's hidden. So if any would-be thieves break in, they don't see the obvious USB stick and decide to nick it. Come on. This is pretty tricky to get off. Come on. There we go. Stick that on there. Right. Let's plug this in. Ooh. Okay, so it doesn't want to go down like this. It's actually too big for it. You can see it's getting stuck here. So I think you got to go like this. I should have read the instructions. It did look like there was something about this on the instructions. Oh my god, it's a snug fit. I feel that these cables aren't helping at the top here either. Let's try and brighten this up a little bit for you. There you go. So you can see what's going on. Wow. Right, let me do this two-handed. Okay, let's see if we can get this in now. I've got both my hands free. Oh, fluff. I don't want to break it. Whoa! Jeez! Okay, so a little bit of a technical malfunction there. The camera fell over. Even though I'm pretty certain I didn't knock it. You're going to stay. I'm going to give you a little wobble. You seem to pass the wobble test there. So yeah, I've got this in now. So it's not easy to get in. It's not stupidly difficult, but it's not stupidly easy, which is kind of a good thing, I suppose, because it means that no one's going to be able to nick it too quickly. But I thought I had it just... The thing is that I can't see where the USB sockets are on the back, so I have no idea whether it needs to go up or down. It doesn't feel like it's catching on anything. Alright, let's start this again, shall we? Okay, right, I finally got it in. It took quite a lot of struggling to get in there, actually, but once I seemed to get it in the right place, it just, I believe that's now it, it just slotted in really quickly and easily. It just suddenly went thump in. So let's try first of all, and I'll plug my Sentry thumb in. And let's see if that first of all works. So you see the white arrow there? There's a hidden USB socket, normal one like this, this style. Ooh, focus, there we go. That's underneath here where the arrow is. So I'm going to feel for that one. There we go. Alright then. So that is now in there. And let's see if it works on the dash with my Sentry. Okay, so initially it's not wanting to recognise the USB down here as part of the Sentry, or should I say dash cam, because the dash cam camera should appear once it recognises it. So maybe see, this feels absolutely flushed up against the back. I don't feel like it'll go back any further, so it must be in the sockets. But why it's not recognising it, I don't know yet at the minute. This is bizarre. Maybe I should try doing it in a different one. Let's do data and power. Hey, there we go. So that one worked over here, but that's not the one we want it on. We want it on the one inside. So I'm not sure at the moment. I might have to fiddle with this a little bit more and see if I can get it working. Right guys, well so far this is not turning out to be a happy success story, I'm afraid. Since trying to plug this thing in, it's now being very intermittent and I can't actually get my dash cam icon to come up in either socket. And I'm not sure why. I keep unplugging it. I got it to come up a second ago in here, but then I unplugged it again just to try, see if it was a glitch, plug it back in again, and it's now not working again. So I've just plugged that back in, and I'm guessing we're going to get nothing. Well guys, this is not going very well at all. I just cannot get the car to recognize this thumb drive anymore by plugging it into this cable, which is directly plugged into the Taptes, whatever it's called, thing. If I remove the Taptes USB hub out and plug it in natively, it's still not working. But I've had this issue before. When I first got the car, I bought one of these thumb drives. Here's the other one I got, exactly the same. And I plugged it in and it worked. And then obviously I wanted to check the footage because it was new and exciting. I wanted to see how it worked. So I unplugged it, and then I found that it wasn't frequently picking it up again when I plugged it back in, and then it just stopped working altogether. And I could not get the car to recognize it, so I thought maybe I damaged the thumb drive. These USB ports down here did feel quite stiff, so I bought a second one, and of course it started working again. I was like, okay, fine, it must have damaged the USB thumb drive. But now again, after I unplugged this, I just can't get it to recognize in the car, and that's forgetting all these cables and the hub. You know, this is just natively plugging it in. It still won't recognize it. I'm still getting no dash cam icon at all. So I don't know what the hell's going on here. See, I don't believe there's any problem with this, because when I plug things into these sockets, they're getting power. So I can get power, but I'm just not getting data. And also what makes me think it's not this as well, because here you go, the hub is now out. This is just the native bare bones naked USB pot socket. Here's the thumb drive with the micro SD card in the back. Let's just plug this in. There we go. So that's now in, and 1 and 20 times this will work, if that. I'm thinking it's getting even less now. But yeah, see, look, nothing. I'm not getting that little dash cam icon up here at all. Strange. Okay guys, I think I'm going to have to give up on this one. I might have to put in a service request with Tesla, because I'm not happy with how sensitive these USB ports are down here. It seems like if I unplug something, when I plug it back in, it just doesn't want to register it most of the time. But I know this thumb drive is working because I've just plugged this into my laptop here, and straight away it recognized it. Tesla cam, the lot, all the data's still there. But when I plug it into the car, it just doesn't want to have it. Okay, so slight development here. I see the dash cam icon is now working. However, I've got a different thumb drive here. This is a completely different one. It has no endurance SD card in it, which is what this one has. So, oh, well, not that one, but yeah, it's in there somewhere. I think that's the other one. But yeah, so that's actually working now, which is bizarre. So I don't trust this one though, because this is not an endurance, so it's probably going to fail at some point. But I don't know why. Maybe I need to completely rethink my way of recording and not use these little thumb drives, because for some reason it just doesn't like them. Okay, so I've been doing some fiddling around, and now you can see I've got this other thumb drive, which is not an endurance one though. It's just a standard SanDisk drive, 32 gigabytes in that socket, the hidden socket at the back there, and I've got it working. It's now recording, which is awesome. Okay then, so I've come to a conclusion with this video. The Taptes little device here is actually great. I think it's really, really good. I've got a few things plugged into here. As you can see, I've got the two power cables for the charging mat, and I've checked that and it's working. I've also plugged in a USB Type-C cable here, which I've plugged into this recording device, and it does charge. It wasn't charging on my laptop, but the laptop probably wants to see more power than this thing can actually output, or how a USB outputs anyway, so it wasn't charging off that. I can't get my dash cam to work with one of these anymore. It just seems to not want it, so I won't be recommending these anymore. I'm gonna have to look at another drive in the meantime, but I've got that red one currently plugged in behind the panel. So if we just push down here again, the little magnet should release. There it is. Ooh. This is it. Yeah. There we go. So you can see it's in there now. And that seems to be working. I've got the dash cam icon up. So yeah, I don't know why it was being so difficult with me here. But it was. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look again in another drive really, so I could, because I don't really trust that red one, because it's not an endurance. So it could say that it could just conk out or something on me, but yeah, I don't know. We'll look at it anyway at a future point once this lockdown's over, maybe. So one thing I have just noticed about this device was it's all working now fine, and despite it being a very snug fit, which is, I suppose, good. It was difficult to get in at first, but now once I've got the sort of technique right, it went in fine. But despite it being snug, when I just went to pull one of the cables out here, the whole device came out of the socket at the back, so it stopped the dash cam working. Now, that's not going to be normally a problem, I hear you say. However, I suppose if I'm driving along and I've got a passenger and I'm like, oh, can I charge my phone? I'm like, yeah, there you go. There's your USB down there. Plug it in there. When they come to remove it, if they remove it during the drive and it pulls the whole thing forward, which it's doing, it's disconnecting. So obviously the dash cam would then stop working along with the charging mats and stuff. And if I didn't notice that or remember that, that it's come forward, that's going to be a problem because my dash cam could stop working. I mean, I pushed it back in and it didn't want to come to life. I think it was just sort of like half tinkering on in and not being in. So I pulled it all the way out, the whole device, and then plugged it back in, and then the dash cam sprung back to life again, which is good. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As you can see, the little Taptes device is actually really good. I quite like it. It's definitely made things a lot tidier down there as well as giving that little extra peace of mind of security. So yeah, I give it a thumbs up. I'm obviously having issues with the dash cam at the moment, which is not that device's fault. It is something to do with the drives that I've got plugged in there at the minute. It just does not like that little SanDisk thumb drive. Maybe it's the endurance card, I'm not sure which, but I have been inside and reformatted my SanDisk endurance card and renamed it Tesla Cam and everything, and it's just not having it. I mean, this did work, so it's not like I have not named it the correct file or something. It did work, and now it just doesn't want to have it. So I don't know what's going on. It's giving me a bit of a headache, but I've been trying to fault find it for an hour now, if not more, actually a bit more than an hour. So I'm going to give it up now and put it down to the fact that it just does not like that drive for some reason, and look at buying another one. Anyway, guys, thanks once again for watching one of my videos. You guys have been lovely and awesome as always. I hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget, if you are looking to buy a new Tesla, make sure you use a referral code. I'll pop mine in the description below if you don't have one. If you're looking at a new energy supply because you are buying an EV, you should go on to an EV tariff supplier. Octopus give you £50 if you transfer over to them and use a referral code. I'll pop mine in the description below as well. And yeah, don't forget there's a Model 3 UK Facebook page. Go over to that. So, follow that one, and there's a plethora of people on there that will help you out with stuff. Anyway, bless all your faces. You guys have been awesome, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Till next time, and bye bye for now.